Welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to talk to you about why you should stop shoulding all over yourself. Let's dive in. Now, I didn't say shitting all over yourself. I say shoulding all over yourself. What I'm going to teach you today is something that can absolutely change your life if you actually start understanding it and implementing it into your life. It is a way of speaking to other people, but especially the way that you speak to yourself and about yourself. And one of the things that I hear a lot recently, and it's been so much that I'm like, I got to talk about this, is people using shame and guilt words, like shaming themselves and guilting themselves over and over and over again. And so what is a shame or guilt word or phrase? It's something like, I should have done this. I shouldn't have done that. I need to. I have to. I must. All of those have shame and guilt kind of in the underlying tone of them. If somebody else is telling you where you should be, is that really your life? If you're sitting there and you're shaming, guilting yourself, telling yourself, well, I should be here by now. I should have this figured out. Have you ever just stopped and thought about that? Like, where did it come from? Because it came from somewhere. It's someone's expectations that were placed on you at some point in time. Like, just stop and think about that. Not just, what am I thinking, but why am I feeling this way? Where did you learn it? Because it was learned from somewhere. Did you learn it from your parents? A lot of our shoulds we learn from our parents. Did you learn it from your siblings? Did you learn it from school? Did you learn it from teachers? Did you learn it from bosses? Their reality's fine. They've got food, water, shelter, clothing. They've got a couple people that love them. They've got some friends. They have a pretty decent life. Like if they actually take themselves out of it, it's a pretty decent life. Majority of people listening, you have a pretty decent life. It's not terrible. It might not be where you want it to be as of yet, but it's pretty good. But what happens is we get in our heads and we think, I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I should be further along than I currently am. Why do I not have more money? Why do I not have more success? Oh my gosh, that girl that I graduated with, 10 years ago has so much more success than I am. What the hell am I doing with my life? When in reality is pretty damn good. The turmoil is in your own mind. And the turmoil is you shaming yourself and telling yourself that you should be someone else, when in reality, you should be the biggest fan that you have. You should be the one that's on your side. But then when you get in your own head and you're thinking, I should be this, I should be that, I should be this, I should be that. Well, my mom doesn't accept me if I don't act this way. And my dad doesn't accept me if I don't do this. And my sister and my aunts and everyone just places expectations on top of other people. And nobody does it, just FYI, nobody does it to be rude or to be an asshole to you. It's just a lot of other people's fears. What they do is they project them onto you as expectations. But don't take other people's expectations and make them their own, like make them your own. We also have on top of that social and societal constructs of what you should do, what you shouldn't do based off of who you are, based off of your age, based off of your skin color, based off your gender, based off your sexual preference. There's just so many shoulds. But the real question you should ask yourself that not many people ask themselves is, what do you want? Like, what do you truly want? What do you want to be? What do you want your relationships to look like? What do you want your bank account to look like? What do you want your life to look like? What do you want your body to look like? What do you want your mindset to look like? Like, what do you want? It's crazy how often I'll talk to somebody and they'll tell me all of their shit. And I'll say, well, what do you want? And they're like, well, and I'm like, what do you want? And what they usually do is they can't come up with what they want, but then they start telling me about other people's expectation, what their family want. Well, my mom thinks this, and my dad thinks this. And so when are you going to follow what you truly want to do? And realize that where you are is where you are. If you say, I should be somewhere else, no, you shouldn't. Because if you were supposed to be there, you would be there. Reality is what reality is. Stop resisting it so much. Accept it. You can make changes to it. But in this moment right now, it is what it is. But when are you going to follow your passion? When are you going to find out what it is that you truly want? When are you going to accept where you currently are and stop thinking that you should be somewhere else or further along or trying to live up to someone else's expectations? If you're listening to this, you're old enough to understand This is your life. If other people don't like what you're doing, but you're not hurting other people, but you're in full alignment with who you're supposed to be, then it is none of their damn business. So when are you going to start following your passion? When are you going to accept where you currently are and stop thinking that you should be somewhere else or further along and start actually living the life that you truly want? What do you want? What is it? Okay, stop shooting on yourself and start following that thing.